Not yet. Oh, okay.
Okay, it should be good to go. Thank you so much.
All right. Let's see if we can get this going here. I practiced, but I don't know if it's as easy as I think it's going to be. So we'll see. Okay. Can you guys see that? Is that a yes? No, yes?
I don't see it.
You don't see anything. Ah, let's see. Let's go back. Try one more time. Start. Do I have to hit start broadcast? Maybe that's what I have to do. Okay. Okay. Now let's try.
Yes, it's doing something.
Okay. So now let's try. Now can you see it? No.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yay.
Yeah, I see like your Google screen, like your home screen.
Oh, but you
Oh,
can't
there it
see
is. I see
there.
it.
You
Yes.
see it?
Nope,
Okay.
I see it.
Okay. Whew. I was panicking there a little bit. Okay. Welcome everyone. I'm so excited to share, and I have a lot of stuff. So I'm going to try to talk kind of quick without going too fast. But I'm going to share two different things with you. One is in-person Plexus events, which are like a sip and see. And then I'm also going to share about vendor events because they are a little bit different, each one of them. Okay. So these are the four things that I did as kind of a checklist. And I told you, and I'm going to try to do like a little, either a flip book or a PDF checklist or something so that you guys can have it, but also drop this in the chat as well. But plan ahead, mail your invitations, plan your program, and follow up. So we're going to break each of those down really quickly. Make sure you plan ahead. You can't just decide the day before, oh, we're going to have a sip and see. Well, you could, but it's probably not going to be very successful. So figure out what day you're going to have it, what time, where you're going to have it, whether you're going to have it at your house or somewhere else or your church or a different venue, a coffee shop, whatever. Figure out how much you want to spend because there is going to be probably a cost depending on what you're going to do. A theme or decor. Now, you do not have to have a theme every time, but I like to at least have something. We've done Bee Healthy where we had bees and it was really cute. We had all these bumblebees. I even got a bee backdrop, like a flower backdrop, and they took pictures. So you can do something really fun like that. This past one that we did in February, we did Spring Forward to Health. And I didn't really decorate too much for it, but that was kind of the theme, spring forward. We've done a fall one where we fell into health, and I did pink and white pumpkins, and it was just super cute. You can do. We're also going to be doing Refresh Your Health event for the summer. Healthy holidays ahead. We're going to do that in September, and then January of next year we already have one scheduled called the Wellness Kickoff. So there's all kinds of things that you can do. But think of what you want to do, make it as simple or as outlandish as you want. I've done both, so you can do it either way. Figure out if you're going to do some giveaways, which I would highly suggest you do. And then what deal you're going to offer. Are you going to give them a deal if they purchase tonight? Are you going to give them maybe free shipping, or you can use whatever codes that Plexus is offering at that time. So figure out what that is. I always like to print it out and put special tonight only and put what the special is. So they know whatever it is off of the combo or free shipping, whatever. And then what food you're going to have. Some of the things that we've had, you can have regular food, obviously. You don't want to have like all kinds of sweet cakes and all that because we are kind of talking about healthy eating, but veggies, things like that. But protein balls, make some protein balls out of the protein shake. Those have gone so well the past two ones that we've had. Actually, several of them, but the past two in particular. Taylor has made some that have been amazing. Have some slim samples. I would suggest, I've done it both ways where I've had every single drink and then when I've just had a couple of the slims to try. Sometimes it can get overwhelming when you have active and hydrate and slim. So that's totally up to you. But decide what food. You can also put grapes in hydrate and shake them up in the powder, put them in the freezer, and they are to die for. And you can use green or purple, and they're amazing. Yes. Joanne is like, what? They really are amazing. So that's some things that you can think about for that. Okay. Then you're going to mail your invitations. This is something that Sarah Robbins, who, if you know who Sarah Robbins is, she's very, very, very successful, is now into her second business of building to millions of customers. But she suggests mailing, and I've done that the past 2 times. We've done that, and it seems to work well. I just make up a graphic on Canva, print it out on my own home printer. You can do it at Staples, either way, whatever, and then mail that out. But you have to have people's addresses to do that. So you have to either ask them or start compiling an address list, an email address, and regular address as well. Text them about a week ahead to remind them, say, hey, looking forward. Did you get my invitation? Would love to have you come be my guest, and check in with them and see if they're coming. Give them a phone call or a text the day before. So excited about tomorrow night. Can't wait to see you. Or even that day before, you can ask them, hey, we're planning our food. Are you allergic to anything? I want to make sure that we don't have anything there that, might hurt you. Or you could say, she suggested saying, what's your favorite wine? But I don't like to do wine. But you could say, we're going to do a charcuterie. What's your favorite kind of cheese? Something to make them feel like you're thinking of them. And then the day of, again, a phone call or a text. And I wouldn't do a phone call both days, but you can switch it off however you feel comfortable, and say, looking forward to seeing you tonight. I'll see you there at X time, whatever. This makes them feel very special. And there's something about getting the invitation in the mail. I don't know about you, but I like to get things in the mail because we don't do that very often anymore. This is a sample schedule that you should have on the actual invitation because people are busy. They want to know exactly what's going to happen, what they're there for. And so I suggest when you print your invitation that you actually put this on there. This was a sample one that we had from 6:15 to 6:30. That was when they could come and fellowship, whatever, meet each other. We talked a little. 6:30 to 7, we had our presentation where we had our testimonies, a couple short videos, etc. And then at 7, we started with experience stations, which I'll explain in a few minutes, a personal consultation. So we would talk to each individual person, and then a light refreshment. Always eat last. And I know that's hard to do because a lot of times we're trained to eat first. But if they're eating, and I can tell you this from experience because we do monthly ladies meetings and we always eat first because people bring food and it's hot and you want to eat it when it's fresh, they aren't going to pay attention. They're going to pay more attention if they know that the refreshments are at the end, but let them know that they're going to have the refreshments at the end. Okay. Plan your program, have your products displayed nicely. I'll show you how we displayed ours at the last ones at Taylor's house. Set up experience stations. And what I mean by that, we had a section where we had the Ease cream and the Ease bottle. We didn't have the pills in it, and had a graphic about the Ease. They could try the cream. If they had a sore muscle or something, they could try the cream. We had a station set up with the face wash, and I had some makeup wipes and washcloths. They could go in the restroom, wash their face if they wanted to, and remove their makeup if they wanted to do it, and use the face wash, which we had a couple do that. I also had the night cream and the day cream, so it was at night, so they could try the night cream. The body cream also is another thing you can have. So we had those at different stations where they could go after we did our presentation and have these experience stations. And then we had the protein balls in one section, and then we had the slim for them to sample as well. So those were also experience stations. There's 2 videos I found that are amazing that we used last time, and they were so good. And I put it right here. They're in the back office under resources, showing Plexus. One is about what is Plexus. It's like 1 minute and 30 seconds. Super short, super effective, easy to do. We showed that right at the beginning. Then we had several people share their testimonies. You can do minute to minute testimonies. If you have customers that are there, say, if you can do your testimony in a minute, I will give you whatever. They can pick from a sample of something that you have, or you can have a little gift for them, whatever. But you and whoever you're doing it with, if it's just you, then you give your testimony. Talk about the opportunity. Show the Plexus opportunity video. Another 1 minute and 30 seconds, I think, or 40 seconds. Super short, very informative, but super easy for them to follow, and they don't get bored sitting there watching a 5 to 6 minute video. Have some giveaways. Okay. I always like to do that because it gets them excited. Look for some giveaways. This is something that I found. You guys probably can't see it. You can't see what I'm holding up, can you? You can't. So I'll show these at the end. But I found these cups that I found for $2 at Walmart, and I filled them with goodies, and I gave those away. They're really.
Yeah, we can see it.
Oh, can you see? Okay, good. Okay. So these little cups, see how these are, they have the what am I trying to say? Like a motivation cup. Put in some samples, things. These I actually gave away at my vendor event as well if they ordered that day. They got one of these also. But I've used these as a gift at the they put like tickets in a box in a in-person event, and we pick at the end to see who it is. Look for some inexpensive things that you can give away. I always like to get the clearance stuff. Okay, follow up. Make sure every person fills out a card, especially if they're not a VIP. If they're a VIP, it's not as big of a deal. I suggest putting their name, address, phone number, email, birthday. Why do I do that? Because that's what you need to sign them up. That way you already have all their information. Now, this is the thing. They may not feel comfortable giving you all of that right then. If they're not, comfortable with that, then that's fine. If they only put their name and phone number, then don't make a deal about it. Let them feel comfortable. Try to get them to let you add them as your Facebook friend right then, or Instagram right then. Same thing with vendor events. That way you already have them in your phone, and then they can see, especially if they aren't ready to sign up yet. If they're interested, sign them up right then. Send them a thank you card or text the next day. Again, mail is always good. If they didn't sign, keep following up and building that relationship. Okay. And these are some pictures. Taylor, if you'll see on the bottom left, the way Taylor's house is set up, she has these two things on the side of her fireplace, and they're perfect for our displays. We had the reset on one side and then all the other things mostly on the other side. We had the TV set with the plexus so that it looked super professional. And then we showed our videos. You can see one of our experiment stations there with the Ease and the Ease cream, the protein balls. And so that's what we've done the last 2 times we've had events at her house. We've set it up kind of like that, very simple. And then vendor event. So we're going to switch gears. So that was vendor event, or that was just a plexus event. Vendor event is so fun. These are amazing. Make sure you sign up for event, find out the details and so on. So we're going to talk about each of those. And I know I'm going fast, so write down any questions and I'll try to answer them if we have time. If not, you can put them in the chat. Sign up for the event and get all the details. Do this early. You don't want to wait to the last minute because, again, you need to be prepared. Is it going to be inside? Is it going to be outside? Where is it at? Are they going to provide a table for you? Do you need to provide your own table? What size is the table? Because there's a huge difference in an 8-foot display and a 6-foot display. The event I just went to in Orlando, I had set up, they told me an 8-foot table. And then when I got there, it was a 6-foot. And I was like, is there any way I can get an 8-foot table? Because I already had my display for that. So make sure they do not allow other plexus vendors because you do not want to be competing with them. It's too difficult to do that. Now, obviously, there may be other wellness people there, but as long as they're not plexers, most vendors will not allow that, but you just want to double check. I would ask for placement near the entrance or in a busy area where people are going to be walking back and forth, if you can possibly do that, because that way they're going to see you going in and they're going to see you going out. Find out when you can set up, when you can arrive, what time, when do you have to be done, and when you have to have everything packed up. And if it's a large event, I did find this out when I went to Orlando. There were over 300 ladies there. And I really wish I would have had a helper because I think we probably could have signed a bunch more, but I just could not talk to everyone at the same time. So if you have another ambassador, have them come with you. However, for both the in-person events and the vendor events, make sure you guys discuss ahead of time how you're going to do the signups, especially at a vendor event. Usually at the in-person, everybody invites their own people. So that's who's going to sign them up. But if they're both your friends, if they're friends with both of you or 3 of you, you got to decide how you're going to do that fairly. The same way at vendor events. What I've done in the past when I've gone to a vendor event with some of my downlines, I've usually, if they were my downline, I said, okay, we'll pick out of a hat and whoever's name comes up, that's who'll get the first person that signs up. If there's a second person, it'll go to this person, and then I'll take the last one because I benefit from both of them still. So just figure out a way you're going to do that so that it's fair, if that makes sense, hopefully. Plan a nice display. You want to have a very nice tablecloth. One of my pet peeves, and I know I've got just a few minutes, I'm going to go quick, is a tablecloth that is wrinkled. I hate those. I use these types of tablecloths. Hopefully you can see it. It's called Panay fabric, and it does not wrinkle. It's washable. It does not. We have had some literally for 20 years, some navy blue ones. They look as good as the day we bought them. You can get this fabric at Joann's, but they're going out of business. So I would suggest you get it soon, or you can, I just saw on Amazon, you can buy those types of tablecloths as well. Have some things to give texture and height, like something like this. I've used these the last time. You just put it under a display. It gives a little texture. You can use different kinds, find them at Goodwill even, Hobby Lobby, whatever. Also having some height. I love wood. And so I get a lot of these. Anytime I find these on sale, or sometimes even not on sale, I buy them, and this helps to lift things up. This is one that we got at Hobby Lobby. You can see it's just a riser. It was $7.99, but it was part of the fall collection, and they had these left after fall for 90% off. They were 79 cents a piece. And so we got like 5 of them. And so these are really good also for your experience stations. They're super good for that. Also, so you want to make sure you have some texture, height. You can make QR codes very easily on Canva if you want to have your opportunity quizzes, things like that. Common combos. I actually printed up cards with carts that I used. I didn't actually use those, but you can have them. I had them available if I needed them, but I decided I didn't use them on my last one. I also suggest you print out some of these. I did send some of these to Joanna. I'll drop these in the chat too. You can change them up for any season or anything. I use the cactus because I like the way it looked. And then these actual stands, these acrylic stands, are really, really wonderful to put everything in your testimony, symptoms of gut health, etc. Purchase some catalogs. These are beautiful. If you've not seen the 2025 catalogs yet, they're gorgeous. And they're not super expensive. You do have to pay shipping, however, which kind of makes them a little more expensive. So try to order them if you're doing a one-time order. Advertise on social, make some nice graphics, tell when and where. Find out other vendors that are going to be there so you can say, hey, I'm going to be there. So is such and such and such and such, and they're going to have this and that, and build it up really big. Offer a free gift if they mention the ad. Say, if you come by my table, have a free and mention this ad, I will, or mention this, whatever you want to call it, I'll give you a free gift. And that brings more people to your table, gets them to the event. Have some type of giveaway. And I mentioned that this was the thing that I gave away. I actually had it filled with more stuff. I gave extra stuff as the one giveaway for the vendor event. And then have everyone fill out an info card. So important when you're at a vendor event. Because if you don't get their information, there's no way you can get a hold of them later. Be on the lookout for inexpensive giveaways. I already said that. These are some things that I got. These are little notebooks that I got from Amazon to go with my succulent theme. And I just gave these away to every person free. I don't have one that I put, but I put a sticker inside that had my information with the QR code as well. I've also given away like these little emery boards. Here's some chapstick. You can stick them in these little bags, which are perfect for samples. You can do this with your business card and a sample of Slim, and put one of these little gifts in it and give that away if they're, if they don't want to fill out a card or something, or you can give it to them anyway, whichever. Be bold. This is the most important. So I'm going to spend just a minute or two on this. It's 8:21, so I got a couple minutes. You have to be bold and confident in order to do well. If you're not going to do well. We were in Orlando and there was this lady across from us, and she was selling, not caramel corn, that stuff that you break up. I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, doesn't really matter what it was. She had little things and samples in these little cups, but all she did was sit in her chair. Not one time did she say, hey, would you like to try a sample? Hey, would you like to try a sample? She didn't. And she didn't sell anything hardly because nobody knew what she was doing. She didn't have a very nice display. You couldn't really see what she was selling. So you have to be bold. Get up. Don't sit behind the table. Get up. Welcome people, step outside your comfort zone, offer them a sample. These are the bottles that I use. I put whatever drink that's in there with the label. And then I have these little cups, little shot glasses, put a sample, let them drink a sample, have them try the experience stations, Have them try some ease cream or some body wash or whatever. But make sure they say, hey, would you like to enter my giveaway, and show them what it is. Have them fill out the card. Have you heard of Plexus before? You have to talk to people. Be ready with a short but clear answer as to what Plexus is all about, and be able to explain at least, the very least, how triplex works. I was actually convicted because I had a lady, and I talked to her the night before. It was a 2-day conference, and she said, wait, she texted me later that evening. She's like, I just want to try the Slim. And I was like, why do I tell her that it's important for her to get all 3 things? And I didn't know exactly what to say. And I was like, that's not good. I should know that. I mean, I knew the basic idea, but I didn't have a short, concise answer to give her. So I do now. So look that up, figure it out. Get as many people as possible to do the card. As I said, ask them to be friends on your Facebook right then. If this is super important, guys, very important. If you don't get anything else, get this. If they share their health issues and goals with you, write it on their information card, so that way when you follow up, and if they didn't sign up that day, you know what was wrong. If they liked a certain flavor of the Slim, write it down. If they liked the Hydrate, or they're interested in the Active, or they're interested in the Iron Woman, write it down on the back of their card, so you remember what they are interested in. Follow up, follow up, follow up. As soon as possible, send a thank you message to each person who filled out the card. Our event was Friday and Saturday, so I didn't really want to send any messages on Sunday, but Monday morning, the first thing I did was send out a message thanking them, and repeating. If I talked to them, I repeated to them what they told me. How can I help you, et cetera, et cetera. If they did not win the drawing, make sure you do the drawing. Now there, I actually did it there because I knew all the people were there, and we were able to announce it there. But if you cannot announce it there, then you're going to have to find a way to contact them if it's a local event. So you need to make sure they have their information. Otherwise they can't win. But say, hey, you didn't win the drawing, but I'm super excited to let you know I actually have free shipping for you the next 2 days. If you're interested in ordering, offer them something. But if they are ready, sign them up. Have your iPad, have your phone, whatever, sign them up and get that taken care of right then. And again, if you need to, have a helper with you, because it is a little hairy signing them up and doing the event at the same time. But if not, just continue to reach out, be bold, and continue to establish that relationship. I did not get any pictures in Orlando. So this is how I set it up at my house, but I pretty much set it up the same way in Orlando. So you can notice on the top right, it says, I can't remember what it says. Let me see what it says. I've got this secret to feeling amazing. Would you like to know what it is? So something that kind of caught their attention. And then on the March cash incentive, I put helping others get healthy could be the best side gig ever. So have some things to kind of draw their attention. Notice the different heights, the textures that I used, and so on. So that is it. That's all I got. I think that's it. And I think that we're out of time now. So I don't know how to stop sharing my screen. Stop share. Okay.
Okay. So good. So many amazing tips. Thank you so much. We do have like 2-ish minutes. If anyone had any questions, are you okay with that, LeeAnn?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions about any of that? Like so many things. Like I thought I knew a lot of what she would share, but even like so smart, like different things, especially like as having a helper, someone, if it's a big event, because I could totally see how you would miss people walking by, like, or maybe they sampled something, but you're helping someone sign up or whatever, and then they're gone. And so, so smart. Anyone have questions?
And I'm still following up from an event I did in November. I still have some people that I'm still talking to. So it's just because they don't sign up right away doesn't mean stop following up.
Yeah. Especially, they fill out the card. Like that is probably like one of the best tips is like the card. So, okay, I have a question. How do you find your vendor events? Like, is there a website?
Well, it's hard to find, honestly, vendor events sometimes, usually around Christmas, October, November. That's when they're big. So find as many as you can. Just look I looked on Facebook, but like we did one at our White City Improvement Club had one. That's where I did the one there. Sometimes churches will have some that you can do. The one I just did in Orlando was a ladies conference. That's where you're going to get it big. If you're going to a ladies conference, if you can find a church that has vendors, that allows vendors, which a lot of them do. So that's, you just have to it's kind of word of mouth and just researching. I'd love to find some more locally, but so far I haven't found it. A lot of them are outside. I don't know how well it would do outside just because of the wind and things falling over, and people are not there to talk about plexus when they're outside usually.
Any other oh, Aaron asked, do you do any kind of a large banner for your booth?
I don't have one. I'm not opposed to it. I think that would be great. I did I don't know if you saw, but on the picture I have a piece of wood that I put plexus on. I painted it and had the letters plexus. And then I do also have like a runner type thing that sometimes I'll use that says Plexus, the health and happiness company, that I got from actually Wendy. I think your mom, I think, sent that to me when I very first started. But you could have, one of those stand-up banners would be really nice if you can afford it.
Yeah, I think maybe Staples prints those out. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, love it. Thank you so much, LeeAnn. You're amazing. Welcome. I will get this recording up for y'all. If you had someone that wanted to watch who wasn't able to hop on, and to reference later on too, if you're like, okay, I'm doing an event, what did LeeAnn say? You can come to the recording. So have a great night, you all. Thank you so much for hopping on. We'll see you next
Thank you for
Monday.
letting me share.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.